Hyundai battery lawnmower has arrived. I think it took just over 2 weeks to arrive, but it's here now. So we're going to do the unboxing today. I'll maybe split this into 2 videos. I'll do the unboxing and then I'll do another video of me actually doing the lawn outside. I'll show you how long the grass is before I start, and we'll give it a good test today and we'll see how it goes. When the box arrived off the truck, I made the mistake. The delivery guy asked if I wanted him to push it down the driveway with the trolley. I told him I'd just leave it at the gate and I'll carry it down. He says, not to worry, it's at the most 35 kilograms. So I picked it up and it feels like a lot more than 35 kilograms. It's quite heavy, this box, and it's quite bulky, so it's hard to carry. Either it's heavier than 35 kilograms or I'm just getting old. I think I'm just getting old. So what I'll do is I'll open the box, and the first thing I want to do is I want to take out the battery and the charger. Then I want to get those batteries charged up so I can get them ready to actually do a lawn cut. And let's take it from there. This particular model is the Hyundai HYM120Li510. This is the top of the range Hyundai battery lawnmower. I've never used a battery lawnmower before. This is the first time. So I didn't want to make any mistakes, so I went for the highest model that they had. And I went for Hyundai because Hyundai is such a reliable brand. In fact, they're probably competing against Honda for top reliability brand these days. And that's also to do with their equipment and their vehicles. Very, very reliable. But we'll do the unboxing and let's get started. Very, very compact, very tidy. I imagine this is the box for the charger and batteries. Everything's all tidied away there. Now the Hyundai battery lawnmower comes with 2 batteries. This makes it more durable on a medium to large lawn and should enable you to cut most of your lawns. I would say you would need to be having a couple of acres for this not to cut, but again we'll be testing that, so we'll see how it goes. 3 boxes, I imagine, are the batteries. Yeah. There you go, 60 volt lithium ion batteries. You can see that. Now the nice thing with Hyundai as well is their batteries are all standardized. So you'll find with their other garden equipment, their machinery that use batteries are all the same size. So it's quite handy if you want to swap and change. Maybe you have a couple of batteries charged up for another tool. You need a charged battery, you just go and swap them out. So that's quite handy with the Hyundai. Same again, second battery, exact same as the other one. And of course having 2 batteries will give you extra torque when you're cutting the grass and will allow you to cut for a longer period of time. Now my lawn is quite large, so this is definitely going to be a big test for this. I'm just crossing my fingers and hoping for the best. And this is the charger. This one has the UK plug on it, 3-pin UK plug. And there's the charger. Now, according to the leaflet, charging takes about 60 minutes. So I think that's per battery. So I may have to charge for 2 hours before I get the first grass cut. But the weather has been fantastic this last week. Grass is very, very dry at the minute. So I think I'm going to be able to go ahead and cut the grass today. We'll see how it goes, but we'll get that done. Couple of wheel tighteners in the box. I imagine that's to attach the handle to the lawnmower. Just keep that to the sides. What I'll do is I'll just tilt this up so you can see it. Very, very compact the way they have it put inside the box. I wouldn't suggest lifting this box, it's very heavy. I decided to buy the battery lawnmower because I'm fed up with the fossil fuel companies and I couldn't afford a Tesla motor vehicle, but I can afford a battery lawnmower. So I bought one. Here's the battery charger plugged in. The battery just has rails in it that you just slide into place. There you go. That's the charger charging. We'll leave that, we'll get the battery charged up, and then we'll get the grass cut. Okay, there we have the Hyundai battery lawnmower unpacked, put together. Wasn't that difficult. Few tightening bolts just here and here, and I had to screw the handle onto the grass bag. I normally use a grass bag to lift the grass, just keeps the lawn a bit tighter. Problem is always, where do you put the grass? But if you cut your lawn regularly, you can cope with just putting it in the recycle bin, the brown bin that's supplied by councils. The battery I have here, just to show you where the battery goes in, just a wee lid that opens up, and the battery just slides in. And of course there's place there for 2 batteries, so before you start you'll have the 2 batteries inserted in there. That just closes over. You're also provided with a mulching plug that's inserted into the back of the lawnmower if you don't want to catch the grass and rather you just want to mulch the grass. We also have a side chute which can be attached to the side of the lawnmower if you just want to shoot the grass at the side and you're not too worried about lifting it. Hyundai provide you with a tool. I think that's just for general maintenance, tightening of bolts and things. Other than that, it was pretty easy to put together. The body itself, it's got a metal chassis. The top section, it's just got a hard plastic cover, good size wheels. The height adjustment, there's 10 separate levels for height adjustment. That's very, very good. You can see the height that this is at the minute. If I lower it, there's the lowest. So it's got a level for any type of grass, although my grass at the minute is about that height, so it's going to be a bit of a challenge. Although it's only that height in patches, most of the grass is only maybe about that sort of height. Starting it is a bit of a sequence. You've got a starter key which is inserted into the ignition before you are then allowed to press a button, the starter button, and then pull the lever back to actually accelerate the lawnmower. This is a powered mower, so it'll actually pull you along so you're not having to push it. Just makes the job a lot easier. And that's about it. Next, I'm just waiting for the batteries to charge up, and then I'll get out and we'll get testing this, see how it does cutting the grass. Okay. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and if you are able to make a donation, I'll put the link back up for Bitcoin donations. And I'll also look to see if I can add maybe something like the Patreon channel that the other YouTubers seem to use for donations. The donations obviously will help me grow the channel, let me get better equipment for videoing, and just create a better unboxing experience. Okay, thanks. Like and subscribe. Thanks. This is the lawn I'm having to cut today. That's Charlie the dog, in case anybody's asking. He's a bit of a monster, but he's a big softie. This is some of the patches of grass I'm going to have to cut. You can see how deep it is. This is as far as I got before the batteries went flat. I'm actually surprised it did that much. I thought it was actually going to die on that first piece. But that's a large piece of lawn there, and the grass was really long. So I'm surprised it did as well as it did. That first section, it cut it in about 15 minutes. I was really blown away by it. Very impressive. So I imagine the next cut will be far better. Grass obviously is going to be a lot shorter, and it should just fly through this. So very impressive first test. Okay, just finished cutting the lawn. Have to say I was blown away by the performance. Very impressive. The Hyundai model HYM120Li510 HYM120Li510 battery lawnmower. Fantastic. Very, very good job. I wasn't expecting it to cut the whole lawn. My lawn is huge. Plus the grass was at least that length on average across the whole lawn. I wasn't expecting it to cut the whole lawn because of the length of the grass. Plus there's 10 different height adjustments on the lawnmower, and I had selected probably number 6. I probably should have done the highest level first, but I'm too impatient. I just wanted to get it cut, and I also wanted to give the lawnmower a good test. So I was well impressed. The first section of lawn, it sliced through like a hot knife through butter. It was just unbelievable, far faster than any petrol lawnmower I've ever had. I think it was last year or the year before, we had a 700-pound lawnmower, petrol lawnmower. Fancy thing with twin blades, and it was nowhere near as good as this Hyundai battery lawnmower. Definitely 99% of you will find this lawnmower does your whole lawn with a single charge. You'll find it fantastic, definitely worth buying. It's well built. One thing I did notice was the throttle for putting the lawnmower into forward motion. It's a bit, how can you say, it's a bit rough. When you first try to use it, you're trying to squeeze the throttle to kind of slowly build up momentum. But these battery lawnmowers seem to be either stop or go fast. So definitely it's a brisk walk, but your lawn will be cut in no time. So you pull the lever, you pull it all the way in, and it just goes. The torque is immediately available, and it just goes. Now I had to charge the batteries once during the cut. It got a good bit through the lawn before I had to charge. Now each battery takes 1 hour to charge. So I had to wait 2 hours before the batteries were charged, and I could continue with the rest of the lawn. I had cut the second section of lawn in 10 minutes. It was unbelievable how fast it was. Also, what I found was I have 2 large bins for the grass, and I thought I wasn't going to have enough space in the 2 bins, but I actually managed to get all the grass cut into 1 bin. So whatever way it cuts the grass as well, it's definitely more efficient the way it cuts the grass, and also the way it blows and tucks the grass into the bag. Definitely I was stopping far less to empty the bag, and on the bag itself there's a wee flap. When the flap is open, the bag is still got space to carry grass. When the flap closes over, it tells you that the bag is full, you need to stop and empty the bag. So I stopped far less. It was just unbelievable. I was very, very impressed. Definitely a good buy. What I'll do is I'll put a link in the description below. This will be a link which will take you to a website where you can find it to purchase it. And yeah, I can't think of anything else. I mean, it just blew me away. Now the big advantage of these lawnmowers is you don't have to run to the petrol station to get petrol. You don't need to worry about putting oil in it, and you don't have to worry about servicing it. There's no servicing. You just have to charge the battery. Maybe after a couple of years you'll have to sharpen the blade, and that's about it. You might have to grease some of the rotation parts on the blade, but that's about it. 2-3 years you shouldn't have to worry about that sort of thing. So definitely highly recommended. Very, very good buy. Now don't forget to subscribe and like the channel. That always helps to grow channels. It'll help me grow this channel. And I'll also put the link back up for anybody that wishes to make a donation in Bitcoin or any other cryptocurrency. I've put addresses in the description below as well. And I'll also see if I can add something like the Patreon donation link A lot of YouTubers seem to use the Patreon thing. I need to read up and find out what that's all about. Because obviously at this point in time, because the channel is still growing, I'm not earning any money from advertising from Google or anything like that. They have this huge demand on YouTubers. You have to reach, I think it's 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of viewed videos before they even consider you for advertising revenue. So at this point in time, I'm not earning any money from this. It's just a bit of fun for me. So obviously any donations you make will be most welcome. Okay, next we'll have to see what we're going to unbox next, but tune in, hit the wee bell icon, that'll alert you whenever I've got a new video uploaded, and look forward to seeing you next time. Okay, thanks.